All right, bro. As I said, I'm gonna keep up with some of the gaming. You know what's going on in the gaming world too. So and this was something I found. I know I'm a bit late, like a week late to this, because this video dropped like 8 days ago. I haven't watched it in full, bro. I just kind of watched the bits and pieces to see what it's about. But this is like for the new Halloween 1v4 horror game. You know, says it reads up there 1v4 horror game. Michael Myers. I'm guessing it's dropping around Halloween time this year. But again, I've been hearing about it for a while, but then now I've finally seen the trailer. You know, we're about 6 months out from it, so just want to kind of react to it and see what the game's gonna be about and get my input on it and all that. So, without further ado, bro, react to the Halloween Michael Myers video game coming soon. Coming Halloween, I'm guessing.
Multiplayer in Halloween is a 1v4 asymmetrical horror
I mean,
experience
it look,
that pits the
bro. I'm not gonna
residents
lie, it already looks crisp, bro. Just looking at these like the beginning graphics, bro. Hold on, let's go back. Like this just looks, it looks crispy as hell, bro. Like compare, man, like to people that's been gaming since the 2000s, like early 2000s, bro. Like this, yeah, it looks great.
For asymmetrical horror experience that pits the residents
they look
of
like damn near wax models
against the shape of pure evil, Michael Myers. In this quintessential slasher simulator, our playable cast of civilian characters desperately attempt to save their neighbors and themselves from the omnipresent boogeyman.
And then, yeah, to my knowledge, too, it's made by the same people that made Jason as well. So if the game kind of looks, or Friday the 13th, it was called Friday the 13th, I think. If you played that, you know what I'm saying, and if it looks similar, it's because it's made by the same people. Per my sources.
On stalking
per Big Bro, that's what he told me.
Targets. Halloween provides familiar elements fans of the genre know and love, but we're incredibly excited to pull back the curtain and unveil more details that demonstrate our commitment to delivering our most robust, dynamic, and terrifying multiplayer offering yet. Michael Myers is a creeping, methodical killer, and on Halloween night, Haddonfield becomes his hunting ground. The boogeyman's primary desire is to eliminate every living resident in this quiet town. But he also begins.
And then, of course, I'm thinking, is it going to be? So is it? Hold on, is it 1v5?
With a list of special targets that supply greater rewards if.
I know. Okay, it just shows 5 survivors. I don't know. It says 1v4 right here. So, is it going to be? Obviously, it's going to be similar, you know, to the Jason game, but also like it's going to have themes of Dead by Daylight.
Killed before time expires. These unfortunate residents are positioned across various sites in the map, and Michael players are empowered to use their nightmare suite of abilities to locate, terrorize, and ultimately execute their victims and anyone bold enough to interfere with their bloodthirsty ambitions. Killer Sense allows players to step behind the mask and stalk the residents of Haddonfield. When using this skill and entering the first-person perspective, Michael becomes aggressively aware of his surroundings.
That's sick. Okay, so you can enter like first person. You can enter in the first person too, so you can see that too. And then you know what I'm saying, you do shit with that. That's sick.
And the proximity of potential prey. By focusing on targets with murderous intent, Michael builds varying levels of stalk, which aid him in identifying and tracking targets and open increasingly satisfying options for executions.
Okay.
An effective killer always keeps their
There's like a stalking feature to it. Okay, like a stalking ability, and it does shit. It allows you to, you know, to get more finishes, more gory you know, finishes, stuff like that. Okay.
Victims unaware of their presence until those final fatal moments.
Yo!
While historically, Michael Myers isn't known for his speed, fundamental abilities like shape jump amplify the shape's mobility with hauntingly unpredictable results. In shape jump, Michael slips into the shadows to move around environments unseen. Not only does this increase Michael's base movement speed, but it also provides...
Hold on. So he can move. I guess. Okay, I get it, right? Because he can't run, so you have to give him some kind of movement. But dude, come on. So he goes in this mode.
Hauntingly unpredictable results.
And he can go anywhere, manifest anywhere on the map.
In shape
is there okay? So is there like a limit? Is there like a time? Like how many times can he do this? Like per match?
Michael slips into the shadows to move around environments unseen. Not only does this increase Michael's base movement speed, but it also provides access
he came out of the shadows and grabbed
powerful traversal options, including shape dash, which sends Michael lunging forward with violent momentum. Shape jump is confidently one of the most powerful tools at Michael's disposal and supplies unlimited possibilities for iconic jump scare moments.
Stay cool.
Okay, so They want you to get scared. They want to make it more. I guess it's a horror game, so they're trying to make it more scary or more like unpredictable. I see, but damn, that kind of seems. Just look at that as a player, like as a survivor, bro. I get that just seems OP, but I'll have to see how it all plays out. Like, how does it work? Like, how is it just one and done? Does he strike you once? Like, does he stab you? Does he have to like? Does he have to kill you? I don't get how he. I'd see more. I'd see more.
However, that potency comes with a few major caveats.
Okay.
Our masked antagonist can only enter and exit shape jump while in the cover of darkness or outside a resident's line of sight. The light may provide temporary reprieve for the residents of Haddonfield, but Michael can work to remove sources of illumination by shutting off lights, cutting power,
Oh, that's sick.
and even catalyzing temporary blackouts.
That's sick, dude.
Despite the unquestionable malevolence of Michael Myers, his horrifying homecoming to Haddonfield won't be welcomed without resistance. As the body count climbs and evidence of the boogeyman's presence becomes undeniable, local authorities, residents, and distinct playable civilians may decide to gather weapons and face off against evil itself.
Okay.
Thankfully, Michael knows his way around sharp objects and will have multiple options for melee combat encounters. And if especially persistent Haddonfieldites do manage to get the upper hand in an exchange, don't worry.
How the hell?
It's not possible.
We've said it once, and we'll say it again. You can't kill the boogeyman.
Okay, so there is no killing him. Okay, so even if you do, you can stun him, you can knock him out, you can put him down. Okay, but is there time to run in between that for you? Like, how does that work? If you stun him, bro, you should get some kind of reward or something, bro. Like, you should get some time to run. You should get something, some time to flee away from him. He shouldn't be able to just teleport right back on you, bro. If that's what I'm seeing from the game. I understand you can't kill him, bro, but damn, for real? And it's gonna be just like that?
While Michael swiftly endeavors to turn Haddonfield into a graveyard, our heroic group of civilian characters desperately attempts to save their neighbors and escape the boogeyman's bloodthirst. As a civilian, it's up to you to find fellow Haddonfield residents, convince them of his malicious intent, and guide them safely to one of several possible randomized escapes located around the map before they meet.
Okay, so you have to get people out of the town.
This distinctive cast of playable civilian characters each comes equipped with unique stats, special traits, and signature personalities. To ensure no two matches of Halloween play out the same, our team has constructed a vast playground of possibilities in Haddonfield, offering civilians a multitude of diverse gameplay systems to aid them in achieving their objectives and surviving the night. As civilians navigate these environments, they'll uncover points of interest, revealing resident NPCs, lootable containers, hiding places, telephones, possible escape routes, and more. Thoroughly and cautiously exploring your surroundings could very well mean the difference between life and death. And when death comes
That's true. Like being aware of like your surroundings and shit, seeing a knife on a table or grabbing a knife on a table, you know what I'm saying? You see something in the kitchen, take the time to grab the item, bro, because it might save your like the dude said, it might save your life later. Yeah, if you're getting choked up by Mike unexpectedly, you have a knife in your pocket that you picked up from the kitchen. You get out, you know what I'm saying? You can get out of his grasp, you know, and run and survive. So that's good to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I'm seeing this because that's good to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think about that to always grab any item I can.
Little town,
because it might save your life anyway.
It's probably not a bad idea to head to your neighbors and contact the local authorities. Civilians are tasked with tracking down surviving residents and warning them of the looming threat. Successful conversations with residents can permit civilians to request additional calls to police.
How is that? So, like, how is that gonna go? So, I wonder how that's gonna go. Like, actually talking to civilians and having, like, trying to convince them of Michael, and then trying to convince him to get out of there. Is it gonna be like options, like to talk to them? Like, do you got to say the right thing, or like, how does that work? Damn, what's going on with this light, bro? You good? Yeah. Oh, my bad. I had to plug in my light. Sorry about that. Anyway, but like I was saying, bro, I don't know how, like, what do you have to talk to this? You have to talk to survivors the right way. Like, is it gonna be like options? Do you have options to say to them? Like, is it like I like almost like an RPG, like options, like what would you say to them, or how's that gonna work, bro? I don't know. That's interesting.
Commands to find secure hiding places or companionship as they navigate the formerly peaceful streets of Haddonfield.
Should we stick together? Maybe work better as a team.
Whether it's a local family friend or the authorities, there's safety in numbers. Once the innocent residents of Haddonfield have been located and persuaded, it's time for the civilians to plan their harrowing escape. Lootable containers scattered throughout the map contain weapons, distractions, and key items that can be used to unlock and access a variety of possible escape routes. The location of these items and escapes changes from match to match, so civilians greatly benefit from adjusting their strategies based on the objects uncovered. It's also worth noting that initiating these escape sequences generates a tremendous amount of noise, which will alert Michael to your exact location. So what happens in the likely event that a civilian becomes another display of Michael's wretched, inhumane nature?
Right.
Well, their Haddonfield story isn't over just yet. Even in death, they can support their friends and even return as a sheriff's deputy or the unrelenting Dr. Loomis.
Hey!
Once they've re-emerged upon the streets of Haddonfield, they can cooperate with the remaining civilians and responding officers to try and put a stop to Michael's murderous rampage.
Freeze where you are, Michael. You're coming with me.
While he can't be killed, with enough community resistance, the proper equipment, and sheer manpower, he can be detained and shipped back to Smith's Grove Sanitarium.
So I'm guessing you gotta have the right characters, though. You gotta have to do that. You gotta have the Dr. Loomis, and you gotta have like the obviously like a sheriff to actually like put him to send him to the back to the wherever they're just at, the institution. I'm guessing.
Halloween is a legendary film with a genre-defining legacy, and our mission
That's sick,
has been
though.
to bring the film's unsettling sense of dread to our asymmetrical horror sandbox by empowering.
But
players.
okay, so but also going back to like setting him back to the institution. It's good to know that there is a way to like beat him without having to kill him, I guess, or like beat him or winning without having to just get the survivors out. You know what I'm saying? There's an alternative to win.
To control the tension and stage the scares, we're building a multiplayer
eating those
experience
shots.
designed with replayability at the forefront. We'll have more
Damn, the
details to share
that's
regarding
so
character
crispy, bro. I'm sorry, those animations are so crispy and the graphics are so like clean.
Building a multiplayer experience designed with
the camera shakes,
replayability
too.
at the forefront.
Damn.
We'll have more details to share regarding character progression, character traits, customization,
Okay.
proximity chat, and more thrilling gameplay
So there's
features
okay,
in
so
the
there's gonna be proximity though. So Michael's gonna be able to hear you then. Michael Myers, unless you're. Well, no. Even if you're in your, because even if you're in a party, I think it's still like your chat still comes through. So Michael Myers is gonna be able to hear your proximity chat when you're close to him. I don't know.
coming months. But we can't wait for all of you to join us when Halloween launches on September 8th, 2026.
Yeah.
A quiet town. Just like hundreds of other small towns all across
Final
America.
gameplay footage not represented.
A town just like yours. But it was here on October 31st, 1963.
Okay, it's like a little intro to it.
No motive, no warning, no provocation, just senseless death.
They should have started with this, to be honest.
I met him 15 years ago. I thought there was hope, that he could be reached. But what I met was not a child. No emotion. Perhaps not even human. 15 years later, he returned home. But what happened that night was only the beginning. It wasn't just a killing spree, it was a reckoning.
Whoa, calm down. He was going for me to.
Oh shit, that's sick. Okay, that's how it's gonna start. That's how the game's gonna start, right?
You can't stop him. You can't reason with him.
That's sick.
You can't
That's so
kill
cool.
the boogeyman.
That's sick. A single player and multiplayer interactive game, and it's gonna be the. All right, bruh. Let's get back to this screen. So, I'm excited, bro. I do got some questions like I guess it went over like the penalties for him like going in that shadow mode, and he can only do it certain things. What you're gonna have to say, like how is that sequence gonna work to what you have to say to survivors? Like, are you just gonna be talking on the phone? Is there certain like voice lines you're gonna say to them? Like, how are you gonna have to convince them to like get out? And if you don't, you know what I'm saying, obviously they're gonna die because Michael's gonna kill them. But like I'm just kind of curious about how that works out. I'm interested too because they kind of didn't mention it. Well, they did say that each player. Well, I think they did say that each player is gonna have their own abilities, right? I feel like he did. Like they did say that, but if not, I do. That does beg the question: is each player gonna have their own traits, their own abilities? You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna be able to like use certain items differently, or are the only special characters Loomis and the sheriff you get? You know what I'm saying? When you die at the end, you know if you die. But overall I'm excited. I'm guessing this is coming like this has to be coming sometime in Halloween, like sometime close to Halloween, if not September, October. Um, I'd have to. That's yeah, you know, it's a big game like this, and then of course it's gonna compete with Dead by Daylight and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is gonna be good. Honestly, it looks because the last game I kind of played, and I don't know. I don't know if it was made by the same people, but Texas Chainsaw. That wasn't. I didn't like that game too much, bro. And so, but this from the trailer, this looks pretty fun and pretty different. You know what I'm saying from Dead by Daylight. Because my thing with like Texas was like it felt like a different version of Dead by Daylight, bro. In a sense, it felt like a harder, more difficult version of Dead by Daylight. And it's like you already have Texas in Dead by Daylight. And then my problem too is like that's what I'm saying when people were telling me about this game that was coming, I'm like, bro, but Dead by Daylight already did it. But from this trailer, it does seem a bit different. It does look cooler. You know what I'm saying? There are different things you can do as opposed to Dead by Daylight. The graphics look, you know, insane. The animations are crazy. You know what I'm saying? The way he was slashing shit, slashing people too. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole Dr. Loomis and the sheriff, that is cool. And the fact that you can like kind of send them back to the institution, you know what I'm saying, with the right items, with the right people, that's pretty sick too. So yeah, man, I'm honestly hyped about this game. Hey, bro, stop! I didn't mean to do all that. Anyway, bro.
Multiplayer.
Anyway, I'm hyped about the game, bro. And yeah, I'm excited for Halloween 2026. I'm excited for it to come. So, all right, bro. I glazed. I'm glazed. As Simon said, let me know what you think in the comments. For now, it's gonna do it, man. Peace.